Hi.
Hello,
We're coming to you from his den,
also known as the Bat Cave.
the Bat Cave,
Hmm.
yes. And so, well, first of all, thank you so much for all the kind well wishes on every post on social media. It was pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, we truly felt the love, and we thank you for that.
I mean, you guys are nicer to me than he is. um, by the way, you can listen to this on your way to work if it makes you feel like we're on in the morning.
Hmm.
We're going to do podcasts. Hopefully, we're going to get it down a little better than this, but you can listen to it whenever you want to. So,
And no salesperson will charge you.
no, they won't. So, um, our first day of not working, we slept in till 7 o'clock.
But that's what we do on Saturdays anyway.
That's
So
what we do on
that's no big
Saturdays.
deal.
No.
The adjustment has not begun yet.
No. And then we had breakfast, and my brother was going to come up, but he didn't come up, and had an appointment and go to that, blah, 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 blah. So let's go for a walk and then go to BB's.
Hmm.
Now, if you don't know what BB's is, I can't tell you because there's too many people there. It's a Benton.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You can get stuff really cheap,
Yeah.
groceries and everything.
Yeah. So we went for our walk at that, where is it? Where was it? Newville?
It was
New something.
New something park.
Yeah. And yeah, that was nice. So we went there, and then we went to BB's and ran into at least 4 of you there that said, "Oh, hey," which was sweet,
Yeah.
like that. As I'm going through, I talked to accidentally. You ever have a relationship with people and it's not, what you think? Or I should say,
What do you mean by that?
well, okay, so I'm driving my cart down the aisle, right?
Mhm.
And then there's this man, he started to take my cart. And I'm like, oh, that's my cart. And he's like, oh, sorry. So he goes around, and I say to the female that was with him, that's a husband thing. And she goes, well, actually, he's my father. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
You never know.
And then I proceeded to put my foot in my mouth even further and say, well, I didn't really look at him that closely. Kind of like I didn't see his age. Have you ever had somebody think somebody was your, like, I don't know, brother and it was your father or something like that?
And then there was somebody, I get a
Well,
call.
wait, before that, this lady.
Do I get to say anything in this?
No, this lady, she turns around. She's in one of those little rascal things, and she has this little stuffed animal and says, oh, what do you think of this? And I said, I think it's cute. And she goes, oh, I thought you were my husband. I'm like, no. And then I'm going around, and a lady recognized me, and she said, oh, hi, and so forth. And then she said, here's a lady you interviewed her one time. And I said, oh, okay, help me out. And she said, Shade Gap. And it turned out it was Peggy Sue. And
No, it wasn't Peggy Sue. Peggy Ann.
Peggy
Ann Bradnick.
Oh, gosh.
When I came to this area over 40 years ago, one of the first things I was introduced to the book about Peggy Ann and the Mountain Man.
Right.
And was fascinated, and years later got to interview a lovely lady.
Yeah,
lovely lady.
Sorry I messed up the name there, but I mean, I knew immediately when she said who she was.
You probably still didn't.
I did too. And then I called him. He's sitting out in the car, right? And I said, you have got to come in here. There's somebody you want to see. And so he said, okay. Now, if you would have called me and I was out in the car and you would have said that, I would have said, who is it? I wouldn't have gone in blindly. I'm like, who is it? But you didn't do that, and I was glad. And I said, I'm over on the side with the potato chips. And I thought,
easy enough to
for
find.
sure, you'll be able to find that.
So as I'm getting ready to come in, I had the windows cracked a little bit because we had Nick, our Yorkie. And I turned the key on to get the windows to go back, and dead battery. Dead battery.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, I didn't want to rain on the moment.
No, we talked to Peg. It's such a sweet, sweet lady. And then as I'm going around, he calls in and goes, yeah, we got a dead battery. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? We have a dead battery?
So I'm calling the AAA, and I'm used to, calling on the phone and talking to people. And that was taking forever. So I said, I'll just do the texting. And man, is that cool. You get to see where the truck is at all times and how long it's going to be till they get there.
Where
and
was it coming from?
I don't know.
So he says it's going to be 50 minutes. And I'm like,
Yay.
yay. Kind of. I was already done, but like I could spend the better part of 2 days at PB's and not really care.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, all right, I'll just go through again because they're restocking the shelves. I'll see what else is there. So I went through again, and then I came out, and you're like, he's 1 minute away.
And he showed up. I mean, like,
And
nice guy, too. Really nice guy.
Nice guy. And then Nick went a little bit south of crazy. I'm like, ah.
How's he doing? I don't hear him right now. Is he doing okay?
He's downstairs. So he couldn't come up here because he would bark the whole time. So then the guy didn't have a battery. I'm like, oh, our phone's ringing. That's probably Jonathan.
It is.
Well,
hold on. Let's see.
You want to talk to him live? Tell
Hey,
him we're live.
Jonathan.
Hey, what's up?
We're doing our like podcast thing. We're on the den right now, so just want to make you aware. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
It's all right.
You want us to call you back in a few minutes?
You're already.
You were already doing a podcast.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
hold her back.
You couldn't hold me back. It's day one, and and I'm already bored. Okay, so we'll call you right back. Okay.
Yep.
Love ya.
Love you.
Okay. He's
By
like,
the way, I don't know what happened, but my no, he's calling us back.
no, I said we would call you right back.
Find out. Hey there. We'll call you back. Hello.
Pocket call.
Pocket call.
Pocket call.
Anyway, this morning when I put my Apple Watch on, it said you have to wait like 6 hours to try the passcode. I didn't touch the passcode. I don't know what the problem was there, but finally I got through, so it's all good.
Well,
there.
you can reset that, you know,
Well, we're
so
good.
that if like 4 times, you know,
Mhm.
you had the wrong one. So anyway, the guy didn't have a battery, okay, and I'm like, oh great. He's like, well, don't turn your car off. He goes, you can go home,
Duh.
empty the groceries
Duh.
out or whatever. And so we were going to go to our garage, but they were busy and it would be a while. $200. What? So I called around, and there was a place we went to, and I was really
Don't say where it
impressed.
is
I won't say where it
unless
is
we make money on it.
unless they give us money because
Yeah.
we paid them.
Yeah.
All right, now we're free agents.
Yeah.
I even have our business card. Rick and Lisa. It's backwards.
Anyway,
So, oh my gosh, they had it installed. Like 3 guys came out, and I'm like, they must really be bored today. So they came out, and you went in to pay, and I'm with the dog. The dog is like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." He 10 pounds. He's got to act like he's going to attack everybody. So I'm holding him by the strap. And then, because the guy's ready to open the door, and Nick would just run out. But they had that battery installed in like 5 minutes.
mm-hmm.
And boy, we're on our way. But then I was worried about Nick because I was restraining him, and he was going, "Ah," and then he started, and I thought,
Is he all right? I don't have
little
a
dog, yeah, he's okay. Little dogs, their trachea can collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, oh my gosh, here we are.
So
Our first day, battery dies. I thought, please don't let my doggy die. Oh my gosh.
Well, more don't let Lisa touch your dog if you see her. Just saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we
We
went.
got done here.
Not yet.
Okay.
Their drive. They have to. If you want to listen to drive to work, you might have more than an 8-minute drive.
That's all right. I'd rather have too little than too much.
So, anyway, that is our first day, and I know it's exciting. Everybody, I ran into a lady at the store, and she's like, yeah, she retired. She goes, but I don't like that word because, like, I call it what do I call it? Refuel and retool.
It's another R word, but
refuel and retool.
but you know what?
Rest,
You can retire
sleep.
5 or 6 times from 5 or 6
That's
different
just-
careers. It doesn't
it's
make you
so, like,
old.
That word
It doesn't make
is
you
like
old.
a sentence with a period behind it. You're done.
You don't have
I'm
a period anymore, do you?
not. Anyway, I'm not quite done. And so, where was I in all this?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, she said, You might get bored. I said, well, I'm already bored, and it's only day one. Oh, gosh.
My survey, 90% say you'll never look back. You'll never look back.
Who
Give you
you're
freedom.
talking to people that are like 90 years old.
No, I'm not. I'm
No?
talking people
Okay.
that retired in their 50s.
So there are lots of projects to do around here, and
I love the freedom. Freedom. You know, we don't have to think now about, well, it's time to go to bed now. It's 4:15,
well,
you
it's,
know.
yeah, I
So
guess.
nice.
Yeah, and we haven't eaten dinner.
Yeah.
Usually we eat dinner. Don't laugh. You're gonna laugh at like 3 o'clock, and I'm regimented in some things.
Most
Like
things,
he's
yeah.
type A. I'm kind of type C, A
Mm-hmm.
plus B. I don't know. Like I like to eat dinner at 3 o'clock. But now we'll stretch that out. I know you're like, is this what I'm tuning into?
Mm.
Is this what you guys talk about? So we'll be able to stay up later and so forth. Why would anybody get up at 4 a.m. if they didn't have to? My brother does. My nephew does.
We
It's
know
like people do, and I
That
don't
happens, I think,
understand.
as you get older, and it's a.
They're,
You know what? It's a
one's
very.
younger.
It's a very productive time. People aren't bothering you. You can pretty much get half a day's work done in about 2 hours, and then you're free to, be a little different in
I
your
guess.
priorities.
I'm kind of regimented. I'm kind of regimented with my sleep. I like to get 8 hours. I've always been like that. I like to get good 8 hours sleep, and so if I stay up late, what time did you go to bed? Like when you were in your 20s?
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Oh, I was a night owl.
Did you get 8 hours
st-
sleep?
Never.
Never.
I started out as an overnight DJ and worked nights, so my schedule was always so topsy turvy, and I don't think that's good for you. I was better off doing the mornings.
I might stay up till 2 and then sleep till 10 or 11 o'clock. But
Nothing good happens after midnight. Remember that?
True. I just remember one time I stayed up all night because I was worried about getting to sleep. I had to be to work. It was on a Saturday.
You have control issues there.
I guess. I have a lot of issues. Stay tuned and you'll find out. I had to be to work at 9 a.m., but I was in college, okay? So 9 a.m. was like, what? I took one 8 a.m. class, and then they got progressively later, okay? Anyways, 9 a.m. I had to be to work on a Saturday. And, well, Friday night, I was out. And so I got home, and I'm like, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm already counting down how much sleep. I ended up staying up the whole night. And then I called in and said, I can't come in because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, are you guys at work yet, or what's going on? So,
Yeah, we're working without a safety net. I used to hit a button and go and play Taylor Swift.
oh my gosh, I like Taylor
Check it
Swift.
out.
I'm not gonna down Taylor Swift,
No.
but yeah, you play. Why do you play all those same songs in a row all the time?
We could tell you that would be a podcast in and of itself.
Oh, okay.
We don't need to get into that right now.
You might have a question about that. This guy, you should go teach at like shipping. You don't have the credentials.
Yeah, that's
like now you
kind of a
got to
big
have a
thing.
doctor's degree or something like that, or a master's. You could teach. Well,
About that? Yeah, there you go. That's
wait a minute. Let me think. No, you could definitely teach like history of pop culture, history of radio, history of music, that kind of thing. Would you like doing that?
Yeah, I'm retired. Why would I do that?
You're not bored yet.
No, I don't get bored.
You don't get bored.
No, I don't. Rarely.
Really?
Rarely. Yep. No.
How can you not get?
It's from inside. It's
what do
who
you
you
mean
are.
it's inside?
It
How can
is.
you not? I got to be doing something all the time.
I'm always
except
thinking things.
in the well, I'm always thinking things too. But in the evening, and I do like an evening. And if I go out and run around, I can't go right to bed. I gotta have an evening. I gotta sit on the sofa for a little while, diddle on the computer. Gotta have an evening. But during the day, that's the toughest part for me. And we've only had like the one day. Is I got to be doing something. I can't sit around. I cannot
Well,
just sit.
Sitting, you do more. You have a weird association because sitting around doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Where did you ever get that idea? That doesn't mean more.
He's
More
gonna,
is done.
He's going to
sitting
blame
down.
it on my upbringing.
Yeah, well, you do more sitting than you ever do walking around. It's exercise, but you don't get a whole lot
Well, I
done
like to
doing
be
that.
okay. I like to get things accomplished.
Well,
other than just like on the computer Googling stuff. Because I do that too, but I do that in the evening. During the
Well,
day, I like to get things done.
I think we got to wrap this up. I'm going to say make sure the dog is still alive. And number two, we got to call Jonathan back. So we've got more coming up. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Not really. It's not going to be the same that time, but it's all right. You can say that. Again, thank you so much for the outpouring of love. Oh, it felt like a funeral without being dead, in a good way, somewhat. You know, it's bittersweet. But all the love and outpouring, it's like, that's honestly, that meant so much. So we love you all, and we'll talk to you again soon. Hit the button.
Where is
This
it?
button right here.